Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mark McMahon, Mark McMahon Real Estate, coming at you not so live from my beautiful studio in Costa Mesa, California, with the lovely Allie behind the camera, who is looking to get something new today, which I'll let you know about in just a second. Today I want to talk about a wholesale deal that we finally closed last week after working on it for 2 months, which for some of you seems like, that's no big deal. Guys, it was a big deal. Trust me, you're going to be really interested in the house from hell. Anyway, if that sounds exciting to you, if it's interesting, if it's something that piques your interest, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to our channel and sign up for notifications because Allie needs to get some new shoes. Let me see your shoes, Allie. Good Lord, yes, she does. No, actually, they're fine. Okay, she wants new shoes anyway, so it doesn't matter. And remember, guys, this show is brought to you by Learn and Earn Wholesale Academy. Guys, I'm going to teach you exactly how to get houses under contract so you can either wholesale, flip, or buy and hold them, okay? All three. If you want to learn how to find houses, click the link below, sign up, and we'll take care of you. All right, guys, let's get rolling. All right, it all started on a stormy evening. Yeah, about 2 months ago. Anyway, it wasn't stormy because we're in Southern California. It's the middle of summer. We got a call from Anthony the Handyman, who does a lot of work for us. He's a great guy. And link below for his Instagram. And he said that he had a house in LA. I'm not going to be specific on the city right now. But a house in Los Angeles that someone wanted to sell, and it had some people living in it. That's the story I got. So we went out and did a little investigation. I talked to the cousin of the owner, because the owner doesn't live here, and he said, yeah, we've got a problem. We've got some people living there. We need to get them out. We've kicked them out 3 or 4 times before. The sheriff has come. They're squatters. We got rid of them, but they keep coming back. And I said, well, okay, so I can't close it like that because, we've got to show it free and clear before my investors will sign off on it. And of course, by investors, I mean the people that we're going to wholesale it to. And so he said, okay, let's go out and take a look at it. We'll walk through it. I'll get in and we'll talk to the people and see if they'll leave. So we went out there, and of course the people were not in any hurry to leave the house. There were 3 people living there in the back, 1 person in the front, and this is according to the cousin. The one in the front was a prostitute that was working out of the house. The guys in the back were affiliated with a local gang, and that house had been basically taken over by them for all kinds of illegal activities. And that's, I guess, what happens in some neighborhoods. These houses that are sitting empty will get taken over by the local guys, and they'll use it for whatever nefarious things that they do. And that's what happened on this one. So we decided we'd go and talk to them anyway. We went in through, toured the house. They didn't want to let us in, but they did. But they definitely said they were not going anywhere. And so we left and came back the next day with the sheriff. And the sheriff was nice enough to get them out. They had been out there several times before to get them out, and they got them out again. So at that time, Anthony boarded the house up as best he could with the amount of time that he had. And we thought, good to go, right? Not so fast. These guys loved this house because all the utilities were on. And they couldn't cut them off because these people had paid for them, although we did eventually do that. And they definitely didn't want to leave. So we boarded it up. They got back in. One more time. Step number 3. Step number 1 was go tour the house, ask them to leave. No go. Step number 2 was get the sheriff out, board it up. They got back in. Step number 3 was take the sheriff out there, get the people out again, and post armed guards with dogs at the house so that they wouldn't come back. In theory, this is brilliant. I found some guys that were very gutsy and said, we're not scared of anybody. I don't care what these guys say. We're used to dealing with these guys. And I said, all right, this is interesting. It's nice to find someone like you. So we got there and the sheriff said, nah, we're not going to come out again. They came out, but they wouldn't take the people out again because they said, you know what, we've been out here so many times and it keeps happening. We really just don't want to deal with it anymore. And so we were there with our guards and our dogs and everything, and we got the people out. And for 48 hours, I believe it was, these guys, or 24 hours, I'd say, were there, and I was in contact with them the whole time. And they said, yeah, we're fine. The guys are kind of walking around the block. People are coming by at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. We're scaring them off, and we're good to go. So all I had to do was get an inspection from the buyer at the time. As he said, I don't care what happens as long as it's empty when my inspector goes. He goes, I know I'm going to have problems with this later on, but we'll deal with it. We know how to deal with it. And I said, that's fine. He goes, but company policy is it's got to be empty when we go inspect it, just before we close escrow. I said, cool, we'll do the best we can. Well, later on the second night, the 2 security guards and 6 dogs got bum rushed by 10, let's just call them neighbors. And they were getting things thrown at them and everything. And so they actually ended up leaving the property. All 10 people got inside and they were all happy again, I guess. And I got a phone call around 4 o'clock in the morning and said, hey, look, we lost the house. I went down to the sheriff's department. This is from the guards. I went down to the sheriff's department. They wouldn't go back out. And pretty much I can't go back out. That's all we can do. And I went, okay, great. That's fine. So we let that just sit for about 2 weeks. Now, keep in mind, we're probably at about a month and a half right now. So we let it set for about 2 weeks. Decided to do one last thing. We scheduled everything perfectly. We scheduled Anthony to go back out and kindly ask the people to leave. And Anthony's kind of a tough guy, so he asked them very nicely to leave or else. And they did, not without complaining a little bit. Oh, I forgot to mention, on top of everybody being there, there was also a bulldog, a large bulldog, well, he was kind of actually skinny, and 2 cats. And those also had to be off the property during the inspection. So thankfully, when Anthony went back out to board the house up with Sauce the boss, who you'll all know works here in this office, the dog was gone and so were the cats. But the guys were still there. The girl in front had left. She'd hightailed it out of there. She'd had enough of the back and forth. Anthony managed to get him out. Sauce the boss was there too. Anthony did a bang-up job on the board up. We took the power meter off, the electric meter off. We padlocked the water. We made sure that they couldn't get utilities back on. We made sure that everything was covered. Then the inspector showed up. We walked him through the house, showed him there was nobody there. And he signed off on it. He says, okay, that's good, board it up, and we're good to go. There was a little glitch in the paperwork, so their wire didn't go out that day. It should have gone out that day, because we did this at 10 o'clock in the morning, but they didn't get their wire out because we had a little bit of paperwork problems. And they said, because of that, we're actually going to have to come back tomorrow and re-inspect. At which point I said, you know what, guys? I'm about done with this deal. And I don't usually give up, but keep in mind 2 months, and I'm not including the 500 phone calls and all the other things that went along with this. And everybody in the office is involved. But we like to get deals done, so we got deals done. Get deals done. And we ended up going out that night and the next morning to make sure the property was still empty, and it crazily was. And the inspector just did a drive-by the next day, and he was actually able to see that the property was secure and nobody was there. They funded that day, it recorded, we got paid, they got the house, everybody's happy. In fact, since then we've heard from him, then they had to go back and evict again, but they were okay with that because they knew that was going to happen. We were very upfront with them about that. And we made sure that it wasn't phone calls that we were upfront about. We actually made sure that it was through emails and texts so that we have a written record of that. That we were actually being very, very honest with them. So guys, the point of this whole story is the deal isn't done until it's done. We worked on this and we got hit in the face so many times, but in the end there was a $40,000 fee. $40,000 is nothing to sneeze about. I think we'll all agree. Now, I hear about all these guys out there in the wholesale world. Yeah, we do 60,000, 80,000 on every house. It's like, yeah, I don't think that's true. Maybe it is. But $40,000 fee, that doesn't happen very often here, I'll be honest. So, guys, don't give up on the deal. If you give up on the deal, you might not find another one for a while. Trust me, if there's a will, there's a way to close something. So just keep pushing through, moving forward every single day. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it deeply. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, get Allie her new shoes, and sign up for notifications. And remember, this has been brought to you by Wholesale Academy, where I teach you how to get houses under contract. So you can either buy and hold them, you can flip them, or you can wholesale them like what we were talking about today. Okay, guys? Link is down below. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.
Hey guys, check out these 2 videos. They're really going to help you on your investment journey. I'm also on Instagram. Tons of great video content there. Really good stuff. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.